and then apologized profusely. I kept you waiting a few minutes because the choir was still warming up. So,
Oh, that's listen, all good, all good. This is going to be a tight one today, as we kind of had said.
yeah, because you have to be out of here in like 45 minutes.
I do.
All right, then let's begin. There's not much of SmackDown to talk about, Greg. Your Habs are trying to be the last Canadian team standing and the only Canadian team to move to the second round.
Yeah, yes, they are, and I can safely say, I looked at my wife last night and said, if my father hadn't died now 6 years ago, last night would have killed him. Like, he would have had a heart attack and died during that damn game last night.
Oh, it's just brutal. Dude,
that no score game till into overtime, it's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So I got through like another 50 episodes of One Piece. I only got like 700 more to go.
I was going to say, you're at what 1.8 million left to go now at this point?
It's over 1,000 episodes. I did hear last night I had to get out of bed. My wife's away. She's at a conference. And so I'm home. James is watching TV in the upstairs area and he screams. I'm like, what are you screaming about? I thought he'd hurt himself. And it was that Raptors shot. Have you seen the shot at the end of the game yet?
I have, in fact, not.
Okay, so he takes the shot, Greg. Yeah. And he hits the back. It's like seconds left in the game. If the Raptors score, they go to game 7. He takes his 3-point shot. It hits the back of the rim, pops straight up in the air, almost over the top of the glass, and then back down through the basket.
And force the game 7.
And forces game 7 in overtime.
Well. The overtime gods giveth, and the overtime gods taketh away.
They gave to the Raptors and took away from the Montreal Canadiens. And that was what I was thinking about when I saw that. I was like, man, like, I mean, in fairness, Toronto needs something to cheer about.
That is very fair. They don't get a lot of joy up there when it comes to sports teams.
I mean, the Raptors have won something, and the Jays were competitive last year. It's only their hockey team that will make you want to drink.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, Greg, let's get into the show. So I'll hit the theme song.
Podcast and sports entertainment is Brad, the dad and father Greg, the SmackDaddies.
Hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for the Hub. I am Brad the Dad, and riding shotgun with me is my tag team partner, Greg, Father Feltham.
Bless you, my son.
Greg, I love that we get to do these things. But one thing I wanted to bring back, an old segment. It's not going to be long because I know we're on a time crunch, but I wanted to talk a little bit about news and notes from wrestling, because I think that that's something that we used to do that all the time. And you used to do some research, but I did it for you because I had Friday off.
Okay, well, I've got one that I wanted to talk about, so this works out really well.
You start with yours, and then because I have graphics, because I'm a giant nerd.
All right.
What was the thing you wanted to talk about?
I thought you were doing the audio, so I was waiting for the audio to play.
I didn't. I should have a theme song for this. All right, that's a good idea. I'll put that in post. Oh yeah, you do. Oh, you're right. I do have.
There we go. I mean, you can see if the choir can create something later or whatever.
Homework for the choir. Choir, are you listening? Wait, right. Backstage guys. We need a theme song for the news segment. No, I'm not talking to you, Maddie. I'm talking to the choir. Okay. They said yes. They're working on it, Craig. So it'll take them about 7 days, but I figured by next week we can do a news segment.
So I think the biggest news from this week is that SmackDown's going back to 2 hours, buddy.
Oh, I heard that as well. I was wondering if that's what you were going to talk about. Hold on, let me go back here, Greg. I even had a graphic for that one. There we go. Back to 2 hours. That's the rumor. And this is an artist's interpretation of what every podcaster or wrestling fan or everybody since the cuts. You've cut so many damn people, Smack. 8 TKO. We don't need any. No.
So we only have like 8 weeks of this to get through, Brad.
8 weeks? I heard the rumor was first week of June.
I thought it was first week of July. So...
Oh, dear God. Okay, so never mind. Okay, Greg. I was going to end with this news because the choir heard this rumor this week, and independently of my request, they have put together a song for you. You ready?
All right.
Oh Lord, hear our prayer. We heard the rumors in the air. Smackdown back to 2. Oh, we declare this is Greg's most holy view. Bring it back to will do. Fans been crying, heavens know. 3 hours feels too long to show. Cuts been made, the roster thin. Ain't got the guts to keep it in. We lift it up, we sing it true. Return it back to will do. We heard the rumors in the air. Smackdown back to 2. Oh, we declare, amen, 2 will do.
Two will do, right, Greg. Do you like that? Two will do.
2 will in fact do. Yeah. Wrestling Observer is reporting that the contract for SmackDown has the show run 3 hours from January till the end of June. So July, we would expect the 2 hours to go back.
Greg, we have been desperately waiting for this change.
We have. Why is it that July to December time frame goes so fast, and then January to June makes you want to pull your hair out, Brad?
Because it's 3 hours, and they fired a bunch of people. So, which I'm going to jump around. I have some slides. Here you go, Greg. TKO was behind the dark characters being fired. That was the rumor from this week. Does that surprise you?
I don't know. Honestly, one way or the other, this to me is what it is. So yeah.
Okay, Stephanie Vicaire is off of Monday Night Raw, and looks like she was banged up going to Mania. They're now going to give her some time off to recoup and recover.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, the hope is that she will be potentially ready back for SummerSlam, but we will wait and see on that.
And then finally, WrestleMania in Tennessee.
Is it WrestleMania in Tennessee?
That is the rumor that new stadium that they got.
Sorry. That
Nashville.
They're in talks. They're in talks for hosting WrestleMania, but nothing for sure yet.
Would that be a WrestleMania that would entice you?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. How about Lacey Evans wants to do a wrestling comeback?
I literally just saw that as I was scrolling, looking at the Nashville thing. Interesting. We may have seen all we need to see of Lacey Evans, and I say that a little tongue in cheek.
Yes, there's a few other things that we've seen of Lacey Evans, and I also put the word comeback in tongue in cheek. So it is we are having some fun at Lacey Evans' expense. She also the whole thing about the autism stuff isn't a good look anymore.
Definitely not. Did you also see the news about Rebel?
Yes, I didn't want to make a graphic because that's just sad. Like,
yeah, I just saw this as we were talking here this morning that Rebel has announced that she has ALS, and that's terrible. Yeah,
and is going to that's probably the end of seeing her on camera. So it's
yeah. But speaking of AEW, Brad, as I watched the show this morning, because for transparency, the Habs game was on last night. I was not watching any SmackDown, so I got up a little early this morning. I watched SmackDown. I watched it at 1.5 times speed, which is the only how do I say this humane way to watch SmackDown at this point. This episode of SmackDown felt a lot like a Dynamite episode from 3 or 4 years ago.
Because so much happened so quickly and it was just bang, bang, bang.
There's so many AEW guys.
Oh, I thought you meant the fact that the pacing on this show was good, though.
Pacing was pacing's even better at 1.5. I'm not going to lie to you. But as I looked through the who was on the show tonight, I was like, okay, yeah, okay, they were in AEW, yeah, they had that, and they even teased about it tonight in the show in the very first segment. So why don't we start the show?
Perfect. Hey, Greg, before you get into that, we have recap number 1. Speaking of old sounds we don't use very much, Greg, this show, I mean, even though the Samoans didn't show up till very late, we started with the Samoan recap. So you know what that means? It's time for your favorite soap opera as the Bloodline turns.
Yeah.
Greg's just so mad. Like, he's just like, why is this spreading over both shows is the real question.
That's what I asked last week, Brad. I still don't have an answer for it.
Well, we have a SmackDown exclusive storyline to start with Cody Rhodes coming out, and he is medically cleared, Greg. Yay!
Sure. I mean, that's important to be medically cleared.
And then he is going to face one of his favorites. I'm curious if he's one of Greg's favorites, Ricky Saints.
It's going to take me an awful long time, because I want to call him Stark so bad it's not funny.
Well, he's Ricky Saints, named after his hometown of New Orleans.
Yes, sure.
And Ricky he says it's Friday Night Saints. There is a revolution in the air, and he wants to show that the revolution is now, and it's televised, and he wants to fight Cody in a match, and we're going to get that.
Yeah.
Greg, you got some grief on social media. I put out that clip where you made fun of the Fatal Influence's name, and you don't read the comments. So I will tell you, some people were like, the comments, they are like, what's wrong with that name? It's like, nothing terrible. At least somebody Googled Fatal Influence before they gave them the name on TV.
Yeah, it's just Fatal Influence. Like, it feels very chat GPT'd.
Oh, which, that was another news story I could have talked about, the fact that we have AI in wrestling.
That we do. We do.
Anyways, that was a recap. And Kathy Kelly's in the back with Charlotte, and there's a numbers advantage, Greg. Kathy Kelly is reminding Charlotte and Alexa there's a number advantage, and Mommy is here. Mommy's on SmackDown. I keep forgetting that we kept Mommy in the split here.
We did get her in the divorce. That we did.
And she's willing to help Charlotte and look past. And Charlotte says, even though we've teamed up before, we don't need your help. Like, dumb babyface of the night goes to?
So many people tonight.
But Charlotte,
so many people. Charlotte Flair. Alexa a little bit. Alexa, should have fought harder for it. But yeah.
Maybe Danhausen later on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So many people.
So anyways, they're going to have a match. We're going to have JC Jane from Fatal Influence versus Charlotte. And Alexa's at ringside. So both the other members, Fallon Henley and Lacey. I was going to call her Lacey Evans. Lacey whatever. I always forget the third one because she's the replacement one. They had another girl who contract ran out and she wanted a raise and she didn't get it, so she quit.
Listen, it's going to be rough going forward between, Ricky Starks, Lacey Evans, as you're calling this one. We're in for a rough day, bud.
Okay, Greg. So the one thing that I think made this worse, they have a killer entrance and we haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So they have an entrance where the three of them come out and they each have a pose. Then they walk and it's kind of a slow motion. And then they get in the ring and the camera goes left, right, center, and they meet in the middle. And we didn't see any of this. Like we instead got a promo cut by JC. And then we get into this match. Greg, the best part about this match was the fact that this match was awesome, but I was thoroughly distracted in this match. I had an ADHD problem.
Did you?
Charlotte's gear's falling apart.
I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention to that.
So her fishnets that are on the lower part were all torn up in the back and on the legs. And so every once in a while, I'm like, I was like, I couldn't.
That throws you off?
Well, it was more like like, don't they have people to fix these things? Charlotte, you didn't need to wear this set of gear. If the moment you put this on, I went, this is all messed up. I should probably take this off, because it was messed up right from jump. I was like, I end up rewinding, going, wait, is this messed up because of? Anyways, in this match, I really was impressed with JC Jane. Greg, you haven't seen as much of JC Jane. I watched a fair bit of NXT.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Jury's still out for me.
I love the fact they brought the three of them up, though. It makes her way more credible having backup.
My only hope is that we don't oversaturate like we did in the men's tag team, and then we got rid of, so many of them. So we'll see.
It gives some of the women who aren't going for the main title something to do, and I think that's going to be part of this. So, this match, you see some of the moves. She really sells well, like when Charlotte's hitting the chops, but we also have the shenanigans on the outside, which leads to the finish. So Alexa takes out Fallon Henley, and then Lacey takes out Alexa. Lacey distracts, and this allows JC Jane to hit the rolling encore for the win over Charlotte. JC Jane pins Charlotte Flair.
Yes. Yeah, this a whole bunch of shenanigans here, which is what you're going to expect, because, at the end of this leads to the realization that maybe we do actually need to engage Mommy here, and we'll get a little more even keel next week.
Mommy makes the save, it clears the ring, and I think we're going to get 6-man tag going into this. This only would have made more sense if all the titles were on the one side, and you had the three newcomers trying to get all the gold at once. And also would have made the matches much better, because, oh boy, the stinker of the night is still to come.
All right.
Brilliant. We're in the back, and we have Paige and Brie, and they're doing they're talking about how they got together and how they won the titles. And tonight they have to fight the irresistible forces, and they have a plan to deal with them. Greg, they did not have a good plan to deal with them.
They did not, in fact.
Did you catch what was going on in the background?
No.
Paul Heyman is in the back talking to Nick Aldis in the very back of this shot.
I fear for Paul Heyman then, because as we know from last week, people who hang out in the background have a tendency of getting let go.
Yeah, Greg. Oh, man. Also, Greg, the draft. Like, can we have a draft soon?
Not going to happen.
So we're just going to let guys float between the two shows?
Yep.
All right, sure. Hey, Fraxiom's in the back, and they're chatting, and Priest is like, these are guys that deserve tag team title shots. And Truth, then they go, really? Okay, we'll go talk to it. And Truth's like, dude, I was just giving them advices on how to pay taxes as independent contractors. You don't want the IRS getting at you. DP, we shouldn't be giving out tag team title matches.
Here's what I assumed this was all about. This was about preparing them for life in case they got future endeavored.
Right. Or were they still trying to help them to figure out how to get onto the ESPN Plus?
Maybe, but that's it. That's the storyline I'm building here in my mind.
The other option, Greg, is that they're making plans for next weekend so that they can all get together to watch the PLE, because they're not going to be on it.
That's very fair.
We get tag team matches on the PLEs, but never the tag team titles.
Sure.
All right. Miz and Kit Wilson are setting a trap for Danhausen. That's and they have a giant sign, Greg. Free human monies.
I laughed so hard when I saw the free human monies.
I figured you did, Gregory.
That made me smile.
Oh, I know it would. And then, Greg, Danhausen goes in. He opens a briefcase. I think originally I heard him say $4,000, and Miz said
$400.
Oh, $400. I think Miz thought he said $40,000.
Miz, it was 40,000 because they were in 10,000 bundles of 10,000. So yeah.
Anyways, the trap didn't work, and then when they open it up, poof, the smoke and the lights and the whole bit. and Miz has had enough.
That he has.
So DP and Truth, our priest, is going to take on Fraxiom.
That there.
Early on, we try to get a Razor's Edge and we get a counter out of that. You forget how good Fraxiom is until they're wrestling.
Yes. Again, we've had some great tag team wrestlers, Brad. Great tag teams in this division. And yeah.
Yeah, and we're not going to let these guys win the tag titles. I mean, at one point, Frazier gets out of the South of Heaven by just flipping out of it. And they do stereo dives. We get a blind tag in the John Cena tribute. But they still end up with Fraxiom on top, doing some incredible moves. But this doesn't matter until eventually they beat up Truth until he gets a hot tag. And then Damian Priest decides, you know what? I'm done jobbing to the singles tag team, these tag team wrestlers that could have been cut last week. He hits a Razor's Edge, a South of Heaven, and he just flattens both of Fraxiom without his tag team partner. Great,
1,
Greg.
2, 3. Yeah.
So if we're making a hierarchy, WWE tag teams,
The
the two singles guys that one of them's a joke and one of them's a former world champion that we put together.
Right.
By the way, our truth, as you say all the time, is
our truth is national treasure.
Yeah, goddamn national treasure is usually how you say
national treasure. Yeah, well, I thought you were getting ready to play the audio. That's why I was like,
oh no, you can see my hands. But the thing is, those guys, wait for it, guys. And then the top level is giants, and we had Talatonga, who thank God he wasn't cut because Solo needed help tonight because the other members of NFTs are all gone, and so Talatonga is back, and Talatonga kills Damian Priest and R-Truth and Fraxiom, all just to prove a point to set up a Samoan Bloodline tag team. Because Greg, tonight is all about as the Bloodline turns.
Yeah.
So we come back out, and now the Usos are here. Didn't these guys lose their tag titles a while ago?
Yes.
Do they not care about that anymore?
No.
So Solo is there talking about how they're going to take out Jacob and they're going to get even for him taking them out. And Jimmy and Jay are like, hey man, little brother, come on. You know, you can do whatever you want, but you got to leave him alone for now. This is family business. And Jacob broke the rules. And he looks at Tala and said, he took your dad's move. We don't use that move, the tongue and death grip, except as a last resort. And so Solo's not having it, and he flattens the Usos.
Sure.
Cody's in the back with Sami Zayn, Greg, and Sami is there, and he's like, hey, man, we're the only real good guys left on this show. We're the same. And Cody looks at him and says, we're not the same. Greg, have any truer lines ever been said?
No, I don't think so. We are not the same.
One of us gets to win the world title and the other one loses. By the way, to go back to our discussion about the Habs just briefly,
yeah.
Sami Zayn is banned from going to see Habs games during any playoff runs.
Why was did he go to the game in Florida or did he go?
He should never go to anything. He just can't win in the Bell Center. So why should he be at the,
He definitely shouldn't go to the Bell Center. He can't win. He can't put together a win in the Bell Center. You're absolutely right.
And he's a negative thing. No, that was just a joke about Sami Zayn being a curse. Kevin Owens, he can come watch games. Sami Zayn, you are banned.
Yeah.
All right. So now we get Cody versus Ricky Saints. They shake hands at the beginning. Could you tell that Ricky is one of Cody's boys?
Yes.
Because
yes, you can.
He gets to hit the 619 thingy on the apron that knocks Cody back. He gets to work him over for a big part of this match. But then Andy even gets to do his Ricky Saints top rope walk. Greg,
yes.
Thoughts?
No.
No?
No.
You don't like this?
No. Why would I?
It looks cool.
Sure, it looked cool when The Undertaker did it. I don't even really like it when Damian Priest does it.
Okay, so Greg is not... no one else let her walk across top ropes.
No.
Not
Old
slowly.
school Undertakers.
Not slowly. I'm okay with for the amount of times that Penta's brother, not Dragon Lee. What's the other one? Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix is that running kick. That's fine because he's running. He's not walking. All right. Disaster, Cody Cutter, and Crossroads. Greg, our boy Cody wins with a really nasty looking Crossroads.
Yes.
But that's not the story of this match, is it, Greg?
No, unfortunately.
Because Gunther attacks Cody and chokes him out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that either.
How did he get off of Raw?
I definitely not via draft.
He got traded for magic beans?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know what we're going to see now with Gunther, but here we are. The Ring General is on SmackDown.
This is a pivot because Orton's hurt, right?
I'm assuming.
And this isn't going to be on the PLE from the looks of things.
No. My question on the PLE though is coming up as to because we need a tag team partner, Brad, and I don't know where we're getting it.
Well, here's where we go. Danhausen comes out in his car and he's there, and then Miz comes down, and I assume he's immediately going to attack him, but no, we have a tease of finally getting Mizhausen, and Kit Wilson interrupts. Everybody's toxic. He says, "How can you do this?" And Miz points out that he has mastered the curse. He has inspired a connection with the crowd, and he has zoned in on what it means to be a WWE superstar. And so he teases that they're on the same page, goes to shake his hand, and Kit has a poem. Danhausen, you don't belong. You should be banned. Miz, look me in the eyes and shake my hand. And Miz is torn, but this is all a setup, and they beat up Danhausen, take him down. And that leads us, and I'll go right to the thing later, because we do have a scene later, a very funny scene where Danhausen is there trying to get he wants his revenge, and he wants to get even. And they promise him a tag match if he can find a tag team partner, Greg. And he can't disappear because he's too beat up.
That's right.
Greg, only answer in Hausen. So, for example, you could have John Hausen or John C. Hausen. What Hausen are we getting?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know.
Matt Cardona Hausen?
No, because that means they're going to lose.
I think I have your solution, because he's only won so far since he's been here on SmackDown, and he won tonight. What about Royce Keys Hausen?
The Roy Keys Hausen? I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know.
Fraxiom Hausen? I mean, normally this would be where I put the Big Show in normally.
Yeah, it's going to be something ridiculous, right? You know that's what's going to happen. But the question is, who is this ridiculous person going to be?
Like, it could be Tala Tongahausen.
No, it's not going to be Tala Tongahausen.
Greg's like going to look at the roster now and be like,
that's exactly what I'm doing.
You need a big guy. I mean, Matt Cardona Hausen would be funny, but it doesn't help Matt Cardona. I don't think he should be.
I think maybe Carmelo Hayeshausen.
Oh, or Ilya Dragunhausen?
Ilya Dragunhausen could be a possibility as well.
What if Danhausen doesn't wrestle in the match and we get Ilya and Carmelo? So we get Carmelo Hausen and Ilya Hausen.
No, he's going to wrestle in the match.
Ricky Saintshausen? Yeah, normally this is where you put a giant in there and they kill them.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a giant though.
Well, putting Ilya Dragunhausen in there would actually be like putting a giant in, because the way that guy wrestles.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a good spotlight for somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carmelo Hausen.
All right, I'll take Dragunhausen.
All right.
Just because of the alliteration of Dragonhausen.
Yeah, I have no idea who it actually is going to be, but that's where I'm leaning towards right now.
I'm also my other one would be Royce Keeshausen, but I think Royce. I mean, anyways, could be anybody, Greg. But the big question is, are they wearing the paint?
Are they wearing the paint with him? Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, I think for sure they're wearing the paint.
You think so?
Yeah, and WWE should, the other outside one. What if we get one half of the tag team champions? I think we could easily get either Truthhausen or Priesthausen.
I guess maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
Okay, Greg, Blake Monroe's coming to SmackDown.
That she is.
And last week, Berto died. This week it was Angel getting destroyed by Royce Keys. I don't even know if I have anything to say about this match other than Royce Keys looks awesome.
Yeah. This is at this point. This is when I really start to be like, okay. So far tonight, I have seen Paige, who was in AEW. I have seen
Blake Monroe,
Cody Rhodes, Ricky Saints, Blake Monroe, Royce Keys, Danhausen. All these people that are former AEW people.
Don't forget the fact that we still have, I think we still had another one to go, don't we? No, we just get a lot more Royce Keeshausen. Sure.
When I was like, this is when it hit me. I was like, damn, all right.
Okay, Chelsea Green is in the back talking to our birthday girl. Happy birthday, Tiffy. And
yes.
Could have made that a news point, Greg, but apparently they're trying to figure out how they're going to go out and get drinks because Chelsea needs somebody to hang out with because, you know.
Yes, now that she's miraculously healed and doesn't need the wheelchair anymore.
So Julia is mad. She wants a rematch. And Kiana James basically says, hey, I can get a rematch. I mean, what kind of representative am I? And instead, we're getting Tiffy and Kiana next week on TV.
That we are.
Okay, quick yes or no question, Greg. We saw the LJN figure question. Did you have any LJNs when you were a kid?
Yes.
Do you remember which one?
No.
I had a bunch as well, but I remember one specifically. I had the Sergeant Slaughter one you had to collect G.I. Joe points for. Greg's dying with the yawning. All right.
I am dying this morning with the yawning, Brad.
Jacob and Royce Keys are chatting in the back. You know, he's talking about basically we're getting the Royce Keys, remember who you are speech to Jacob Fatu. And they get flattened by the Samoans and specifically by Talatonga.
Sure.
Okay. We then have the gingerbread man in the ring, a really tall version. And the whole time, Greg, I assume this is a real person.
When they brought the gingerbread man into the ring, you could see that it was just like on a mannequin stand. Which
leads to Sami cutting his promo. He talks about how he's been disrespected. And then he snaps and attacks the gingerbread man. Ricky Saints. Trick Williams comes out for the save. And Sami points out about this guy, and Trick saves him. And this is only after he has beaten up the gingerbread man pretty badly and ripped off his arm.
That's right.
And this is where we get the new running joke where we have a close shot to the announcers, like a real injury angle has happened, and they're very concerned about the fate of the gingerbread man.
And then did you catch what Trick Williams did?
No.
He threw up the X.
He threw up the X? No, I did not. Oh my gosh.
He threw up the X symbol.
And I know
see the trainers and stuff getting in the ring to the gingerbread man.
This is crazy. All right. So, Greg, the Arby's recap of the night.
Oh, well, hold on. Because that last segment is where we get tonight's episode title because we took it right from a WWE graphic because this episode is called Rest in Pieces.
Yes, that graphic's coming up. Okay, so, Greg, more Brie mode. Rick Williams comes out of the trainer's room, cutting a promo. You took out Yachty. You took out the gingerbread man. And now you're trying to take my money from me. I'm I want you to know I'm going to get that ass. And you can just ask the legend about whenever I say I'm going to get that ass, I get that ass. And then
That's right. That's such a funny line with Lash Legend.
that is, especially considering you damn well know, because her match is up next, she did not hear that.
Yes.
And he's going to get, speaking of who's going to get trick slapped. Yep.
Sure.
Greg doesn't know how to take that line.
Oh, there's so many things I want to say, but I will not.
Gingerbread Man. Then we find out that the Gingerbread Man, we get word from the trainer. And I'll just do this whole part with the Gingerbread Man. He didn't make it. And we have rest in pieces symbol for him.
The rest in pieces graphic.
With the serious promo by the announcers. And then we are going to have a celebration of the Gingerbread Man's life next week on SmackDown.
That's right. With another graphic that he was from 2026 to 2026. And a picture of him going towards the heavenly gates.
That's fair. Greg, I have no notes basically for this match between Brie Mode, Brie Bella, and Paige versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the Irresistible Forces. This was a shit ass terrible match. This might be one of the worst matches I've seen on television. And the common factor with this is whenever Brie was in this match basically slowed to a crawl. And she did not know how to wrestle these two girls, like do offense on them.
You mean to tell me it went into Brie mode?
It went in. Oh, did it ever go into Brie mode? And then the only good thing was Paige at the end kicks Nia off the rope. So Nia falls and Brie rolls her up. And they have a cool camera angle where Paige runs the apron and does a forward flip.
Sure.
Greg, what the hell?
I don't know, but I'm ready to move on with this.
Okay. So, all right, we are going to get the funeral, Danhausen's tag match, main event, Greg. So we have two Raw superstars coming out. I didn't even know this was the main event until I heard their music.
I was thankful that this is when I looked up to see, or I moved my cursor to see how much time was left in the show. It's like, thankfully, this is the end.
So we are getting the Usos versus Tala Tonga and Solo as the bloodline turns one more time.
Because we've never seen this before.
Greg, this match was actually quite good. There was a lot of really good moves. You saw something in Tala Tonga, including some of his offense. They beat the hell out of Jimmy for half his match. We get a very cool camera angle where Jimmy takes out Solo, who takes a terrible bump to the outside. He kicks Tala out of the ring after he takes him out, makes a tag. They make Tala look like $1 million because he takes 4 super kicks in a super kick party to get taken out. And near the end of this match, Tala Tonga is on the outside. He is destroyed both Usos. He's getting ready to put them through a table or something. He's clearing off the table. And Jacob Fatu attacks, which means this match doesn't matter, Greg.
Right, throw it out.
He completely destroys Tala. He looks in the ring and sees Solo. He goes in, takes him out with the Tongan death grip, then comes back outside. Looks like Tala's going to get him, but he fights off Tala using the Tongan death grip and then picks him up on the shoulders and Samoan drops him. After very carefully placed steel steps were put in just the right spot so he could get tall enough up to put him through the table.
Yeah.
Gregory, I know you were ice cold on this finish.
On so many things, but sure.
Okay, let's go to the synopsis.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
Greg, do you want me to go back through the show, or do you have a list of things you just want to say? This is all I want you to watch.
All right. Let's from a wrestling perspective, the men's tag title match was a pretty fun match. I enjoyed that one. Cody Rhodes and Ricky Starks, Saints, whatever. That was pretty good too. Those are kind of the two ones that I would call out this week as something to watch. The Danhausen Miz Kit Wilson segment was fun. I enjoyed those. And I guess the Gingerbread Man beat up / memorial murder of Gingerbread Man. I'm gonna hold that in reserve right now because I really want to see what we're gonna get next week out of that.
All right, Greg, and to end this, what are the and so that would mean everything else is getting flushed. Greg, what would be the most notable thing that is the worst?
Probably the women's tag match.
That is our bust of the week, because I'm liking how we're doing these SmackDown synopsises. I think you shouting out a few good things and then basically just saying, this is the one thing you don't need.
Crapping on the things that I really didn't like.
Yeah, because people enjoy it when you crap on the things you really didn't like. Greg, one of the other things I wanted to say was I cannot believe I am cheering for Nikki Bella's recuperation, because I'm only afraid that they're going to throw Paige out of this tag team when really they need to throw Brie out of this tag team. And I will take Nikki and Paige any day of the week.
So the real question here for you, Brad, is did you have that on your bingo card?
That I would be cheering for Paige and Nikki to be a tag team?
You're cheering for Nikki Bella to get back?
I was so excited. And then I kind of just want Paige to have a different tag team partner. I don't know who it is, but I kind of just want Paige. Paige being a tag team is great because it saves her from, allows her to figure out if she can actually still wrestle at a high level. And there's a tag division. Like, there's a good women's tag division. And because there's only one set of titles, they float between the two shows.
They do, in fact. So,
all right, Greg. So that takes us to the end of SmackDown. Is there anything you're looking forward to with the upcoming Backlash show?
No.
Not even Danhausen?
We'll see. We'll see. In general, am I looking forward to that show? Not really. When is that show?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday? Okay. We'll see.
Well, the good news with that is, Greg, speed run time.
That's fair. That is fair. Next Saturday is going to be a speed run time.
Because SmackDown is going to be just a giant commercial for you to buy the ESPN app and watch Backlash.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we got. All
right. For Greg Feltham, I'm Brad McKinnon. Brad the dad, Father Greg. I don't know why I did our last names. I never do our last names. Anyways, goodbye, friends.
Bye.
The revolutionary podcast in sports entertainment. Father Greg and Brad, the dad bless you all with the lovely tales of Friday night, SmackDown and beyond. Go to the outer limits of your